Hey guys, it's the Gaming Grenadier here, and today we're diving into Enlisted's new Even Fight event, where Britain and Italy are going head-to-head. So, what can you earn, and is this event worth your time? Let's take a look. So this event is running for 10 days, and it has a total of 8 event stages, which means in effect you can miss 2 days of play without missing out on any rewards. We're expected to earn a total of 9,000 XP for every day, which is a little high. I think it would be more reasonable to expect people to earn 5,000 XP every day, but we have 9,000. Maximum, I would say it should take you no more than 4 battles in order to earn that. If you're somewhat decent and you know what you're doing, you could probably earn that in 2 games. But we can also purchase a booster, which allows us to earn 30% more points and gives you a special nickname decorator. If you're like me, you will have to earn your experience without that. So the main event rewards of interest are, first, a skin for the Tier 1 Italian tank, the M41. This is a nice green skin with, I like the applied track armor. That's a nice touch. The gasoline cans on the side. It's a good little tank. It's a nice skin. I'll definitely be using it for sure. Then we have a player portrait, British soldier. Not bad, not the best reward, but I'll take it. We have an Italian tanker, player portrait. That one could be better. Definitely like the British one more. This one's just kind of underwhelming, even as player portraits go. Then we come to the 2 most important awards of the event. So first, we have the Lewis 303 machine gun. Finally, Britain is getting a Lewis gun. Previously, the only Lewis guns in the game were in the Soviet Premium Squad with Lewis guns in it. This is our first one for Britain. I'm not sure why the Lewis gun is not in the tech tree. The British used the Lewis gun extensively, especially during the early stages of the war. The only reason I can think of is selling gold and making money for Gaijin. But here we go, we finally have one for the British. The only drawback is we only get 1 Lewis gun. Same thing for this. So the other gun that we will earn in this event is, I'm going to butcher the name, the Italian Shea Regati or Shea Regati rifle, semi-automatic rifle for Italy, battle rating 4. It has a 25 round magazine, and it can fire in automatic or semi-auto. I believe in the event it is only semi-auto, but I've used it in the event and it is really good. It can handle long-range engagements, it can handle close combat. I've cleared plenty of buildings with this gun. It does some serious work. I am a big fan. So, unfortunately, this event is kind of lackluster. We're expected to earn more experience points than I think is fair to ask. And our rewards, while cool, are slightly underwhelming. I think we should really be earning, at the bare minimum, 2 Lewis guns and 1 Italian rifle. At the most, I would love it if we could have 4 of each. That's a little greedy. Fine. but I think we definitely deserve more than just one gun each. That being said, how does this event play? It plays pretty well. It's pretty fun. There's only really one glaring weakness of this event, gameplay wise, and that is the armor matchup. So the British get the Crusader, which is a good little cruiser tank. It does just fine. But the Italians get the 75-32 M41 self-propelled gun, which would be fine, except there's two main weaknesses to this tank. Or self-propelled gun, I should say. First being, in game, it has no access to high explosive or heat shells, both of which it historically used. Specifically, the high explosive was very useful and extensively utilized throughout World War II, because this is a self-propelled gun, not a dedicated tank destroyer. So more often than not, the Italians were not expecting the M41 to go up against other tanks. They were expecting it to go up against fortifications and soften up enemy positions. So that's a pretty big weakness. And then the second weakness, which is historically accurate, is that this machine has no whole machine gun with which to defend itself. So if you see infantry coming up to you, you can't spray them with HE, you can't spray them with machine gun. You'll have to pop out of the tank, try and defend yourself, and pray for the best. Other than that, this event is pretty fun. I enjoyed it. A lot of people don't appreciate the squad composition or the weapon availability for the prefabricated squads at events like these. Specifically, the German machine gun squads only had one machine gunner in them, which just doesn't make sense even from a historical standpoint, because Operation Market Garden 1944, German doctrine says that a grenadier squad should have 2 machine gunners in them. But back to the matter at hand. Is this event worth your time? If you're like me and you like to collect all the vehicle skins and all the weapons in the game and all that stuff, and you don't mind getting 9,000 XP per day for 8 days in an event instead of playing the squads that you want to play, then yes, I believe it is worth it, even though this event is not the best and it needs a lot of polish. I do think that there is potential for these even fight events in the future. And even though they're extremely lackluster right now, I do enjoy them, and I hope that they will be improved upon in the future. I think that they're a lot of fun, and I think they're beneficial for new players because they give new players access to squads and equipment without having to worry about upgrades and unlocks and stuff like that. And I think that little historical scenarios like this one of Italy and Britain fighting it out in North Africa, or like an Operation Market Garden, adds some historical immersion that makes this game feel a little more grounded in that World War II genre. I might be in the minority, but I would like to continue seeing events like this in the future with some heavy tweaks. More rewards, less effort, 5,000 XP per day, more weapons. I do appreciate vehicle skins. I know not everybody does. But I think there is a place in Enlisted for even fight events. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think should be changed or added? You know, now that I think about it, why does Italy get the 75-32 M41 SPG when our reward is literally a skin for the M14-41 tank, which is also a BR1 tank, so it's not like there's a BR differential, even though the Crusader is BR2. Huh. And while we're on the subject of Britain and Italy, why do these two countries not have their own tech trees? Both of these nations fought hard and contributed significantly throughout the Second World War. They deserve their own tech trees. They're so underrepresented in movies and games and all sorts of stuff. They deserve their own tech trees. Hypothetically, let's even pretend that Italy doesn't have enough equipment to get it all the way to BR5. We could just add all of the minor Axis powers to the Italian tech tree. We can add Bulgaria, we can add Romania, we can add Hungary. We could even add Finland, although I'd love to see Finland as a separate tech tree, although I'm not sure they would have enough stuff to warrant an entire tech tree. But we could add all that. Italy could be separate, but we can even negate queue times. We can have Italy join games with Germany. So Italy and Germany can join the same games if they're in Stalingrad or Tunisia. And then we can have Britain be separate, but be able to join games with American forces in Burma, Tunisia, and Normandy. And then we could even add another theater in Italy. We could add the Italian theater, where Italy and Germany can fight against Britain and America. It makes perfect sense. Comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think about that. I, for one, would love to see that. I love the early war, 1939 to the beginning of 1942. There's lots of cool stuff, lots of potential there, mostly untapped in other games. I would love to see what Enlisted could do with that stuff. That about wraps up what I have to say about this event. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed and want to see more. Stay sharp out there, and I'll see you on the battlefield.